Hey everyone, welcome back to Larry's Geeky World in an what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, I wasn't originally going to be doing a live tonight, but I didn't get to do one this past Saturday, so because I've been working a lot of overtime, so we're gonna do Let's Open Some Toys today because I happen to have the day off. Um and we're gonna, like the title suggests, we're gonna open up what I picked up from FYE. Um because I was at the mall last Sunday or this past Sunday, and I got this newest figure. I think it's one of the previous waves. I think we had another wave that just came out, but I've been wanting to get this one because I have, I think, majority of this run, the 1 million series. I believe I have all of them. I collected back in the day, so I really wanted to get this Batman. So if they do a I don't think they did a 1 million Superman, did they? I have no idea. Um, but yeah, if they did, I'm gonna have to pick that up too. If I do any more, which I don't think they're going to be able to, but we'll see. But we're gonna open up him. But I think first, this is what I've been holding off on getting for a while, and that is the biker mice from Mars set of figures. All three base figures. Um, they were actually on sale at my local FYE, and I've been holding off on getting them. So I finally decided, yeah, I'm gonna go pick these up. And if you notice, the stream is a little bit different. My name is actually on here. I'm actually using a different software. For those who are familiar with it, you know what it is. I'm not going to say what it is, but I might mention it at some point later on down the line. But testing it out, seeing how I like it. So far, I'm liking it better than what I was using. Um, so we are going to go ahead, but I don't have a second camera, so we're still gonna do it like how I normally would do it. I don't, my desk is a bit of a mess. I did not get everything cleaned up the way I wanted it. So, and ignore the superpowers. Those are for, they're sitting there on the bed. Those are going to be for a bunch of shorts. I think I'm going to continue doing the superpower openings as short videos at a later date. Oh, my girlfriend got me this. She wanted me to put this in my car. I said no. But so now it sits on my desk, and my desk is a Secret Lab Magnus desk, not the lifting one, but it's the Magnus desk. And I got the Dark Knight series mat to go with the Dark Knight Secret Lab chair. I actually did record a whole video of me assembling this thing and never did anything with it. But I'm rambling. Also, before we get started on opening these figures, I want to give a shout out to Brick Something. Thank you for having me on. If you're watching this, thank you for having me on Tuesday night, July July 29th. It was really fun to actually get to talk to you and Mr. Ryan Clark and Brian from Endless Fables. It was just really fun. I hope we get to do that again soon. I'm still trying to get used to being on this. Again, like I said, even on that stream, it is when I went to at the end to hawk myself, promote myself. It is a small channel, and I do appreciate any new subscribers have come along from that. So let's go ahead and where is my knife? Oh, I moved everything around and I can't remember where I put everything. Oh, there it is. So we are going to go ahead. I have to move my keyboard out of the way so I can actually get in and have a spot that will work well for opening this. Maybe I'll get a second camera so I can just swap back and then you all can still see me and I can do all this cool stuff on this new software. Because now I can actually do guest if I want. All that stuff. So if I had another camera, I could have that in this little spot here, I guess, if I wanted, or if I had other stuff showing. That's the title there. and all that fun stuff. So I'm just trying to get used to. So if you're watching and you're in the comments, say hi. And I want to test the comment because I couldn't do that on OBS without having like a plugin, and I'd never bothered to mess with the plugin. And I hope everyone's hearing me just fine because I can't really. I mean, looks like it's coming good, but going off on here good. Go ahead and we will move the keyboard out of the way. I gotta move all kinds of stuff all over the place. I just cleaned this desk the other day, and now I got a cluttered mess again. All right. I want to still be able to use my mouse and come back and switch back and forth between all of this. Try not to knock over my drink. Oh, I know. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and then lower this. Oh, I'm going to go back and actually go back to that. We gotta go. And there's the Gundam that I'm still working on. Actually, you know what? I totally forgot to turn my phone, my ringer back off because it went off while we were streaming last night during the live stream, and I was really embarrassed. I thought I had everything good to go, but it was a scammer call, so I don't know why they keep trying to call me. Anyhow, go ahead and kind of brighten up this light a little bit, I guess. So much stuff in the way. Trying to keep it clear. And yes, at some point we will get back to building this guy in the next stream. I do have to work this Saturday, so hopefully I'm not too wore out because I do want to plan on continuing this live series of putting this thing together. Haven't done any extra stuff to it yet, but we will get back to him in the very, very, very near future. All right, so let's go ahead. You know what? Let's do the multiverse Batman first. Let's just go ahead and get him open and take a look at this guy. Get the old knife out. I got a bit. Maybe I need to lower my light a bit because I got a bit more shadow than I'm liking right now. I should just get another light set up. And I don't even have it that bright either, I don't think. You can dim it a little bit more if that works. The reflection's still there. All right, so here we go. Now, go ahead and let's just take a look at the box first. If you're familiar with the McFarlane DC Multiverse line of figures, about the same size packaging, basic figure. You get your Batman 1 million, or DC 1 million, so Batman 1 million. And yeah, and already you can tell there's already one problem with the figure, but it's not that big of a deal because this actually had the book with this cover. And yeah, it did cost a bit more at FYE. This one was not on sale, even though they had a buy one get one 50% off. So that's why I got 4 figures. But the belt on the figure not supposed to have a buckle, so they had a full connected belt on that. So I don't know if that was just oversight or whatever, but it's not a big deal to me. The basics of what I want this figure to look like is there, so I can look past the belt, especially since this now that they're going to be having too many more of these. But did they really say that Mattel was going to be the master toy license? Since McFarlane did take over DC Direct, or are they just sharing the license? I mean, they never really said how this stuff was going to be last. Like, I honestly want to see this side. There's like a QR code for something I've not ever used. I'm out. See him in the tray there. He only comes with a couple accessories, but then you got on the tray, you got his stand, and his little card with his bio. I think go ahead and pull that out first. But I do throw all these boxes away. We got the little card here with the art on it. Batman 1 million. And the data file. Y'all can pause this later on if you want, if you're going to watch it on the rewind or replay or whatever. And yeah, but I actually have this book too. So God, I was working in my local mall at the time. I was in memories. And of course, you got this basic stand. So there we go. All right. So here we got our Batman 1 million. And I love the fact this cape is shiny. It's not the, I don't really like this material because it's the same material they used on the first wave of superpower figures. It's so rough. I mean, I'm glad it's still a wired cloth cape, and maybe it worked better with this guy being this big of a figure compared to the superpowers. We'll see here in a minute. Trying not to cut the figure. Normally I use like a clean pair of pepper clippers. That actually worked. Did not cut the figure. I would say hello to the chat, but like I said, I'm a small channel, so I don't have a lot of followers. Just like wasn't, last minute decision to do today. And I apologize for the plastic sound. Hope I can minimize that a bit. And now the box, he comes out. I pulled him out. He's just like diving in already. All right. So if you're familiar with DC Multiverse, this would be the, God, how many figures now? Because I think currently all, because they haven't announced any other figures for the Superman film line. So I have all except for like the normal version of Superman. I have the one with Crypto, the deluxe one, theatrical one, because I wanted that wired cape. And I figured if I was gonna get a clean looking Superman, I was just gonna get that. But so far, he looks really cool out of the package. There's something on his cape though. I don't know, just the metallic kind of flaked, this little gray spot. But how I'm gonna have him displayed, it's not gonna show anyway. It's really shiny. I do like that. Matches with the metallic paint on the shoulders here, the metallic gold belt. Love the fully covered mask. Articulate. I don't. Yeah, you can look down okay. You can look down pretty good. Up though, that's about as far as he's gonna go. Of course, you got the left and right. Get that tray a little bit more out of the way so I can get out of my vicinity. Articulation. You got the butterflies in the chest here for the shoulders. Not really much in the chest. It's really in here. But this one's tight, just like my Superman one was. So it's not moving all that well. I'll have to heat that up. But they rotate pretty well. Okay, the shoulder pad does kind of hinder it a little bit. It does have this bicep, like the typical 6-inch or 1/12 scale. You know, this is 7-inch figures, double jointed elbows. You got your, hey, you got the wrist for your hands. Even though he does not have swappable hands yet, he comes with batarangs, but only one hand that can hold him. So he's really lacking in accessories. I don't know why there's a Wi-Fi thing on here. Connection is unstable. I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on my wired network. Maybe someone could let me know how well it's going. So we got a couple people watching. Hey, how's it going, guys? Articulation, yeah, because ball joint here at the abdomen section. I think there's a ball joint here at the waist too. Doesn't rock a little bit. Of course, you can also twist it at the waist. Got your big rubber underwear. outerwear. What do you want to call it? Only goes about up that far. Back really breaks up the mold right there. It goes back all right. Knees, oh, really tight ratcheted. And his legs are so long he passes his rear. He can't kick his own butt because he can kick himself right in the low back. There is no boot swivel. At least it doesn't look like it. Doesn't feel like it. But you do have your ankle rocker, hinge, and toe articulation. Which I don't think I'll use the toe articulation too much. And the wired cape is already kind of moving around, making some dynamic posing as I'm just messing around with the figure and not even trying to do anything on purpose with him. Oh, yeah, he's pretty cool. I do like him. I like the look a lot. I don't know how many more multiverse figures I'm going to get before it ends. I think, like I said, they were to somehow come out with a Superman and all the other ones from that series. Maybe I'll pick those up. I don't know, but this is one of my favorite looks for Batman. So that was really cool. I'm just going to take a look at the two accessories that come with him. Got his little batarangs. I don't know if it's try to get it to focus. I don't know if it's Batman's bat face that's not allowing it to focus or not. But two of the same batarangs we got here. There he goes. It focus now. And you can put that, at least one of them, the Batman's hand. Depending on how you want to have him hold it, I guess. It just doesn't look all that natural the way he's holding it. It just kind of falls right out of his hand the way I want him to hold it. So maybe I'm just doing something wrong. And kind of get it between the one finger, kind of, look right. You can do something like that, I guess. But that was Batman 1,000,000. Stand. Yeah, like I said, maybe I'll get a second camera so I can actually mess with this, and maybe I'll like this new program and mess around. And still wish it was like the other stands, but I think those were like with collectors, like super collector edition figures or something. They had a thing to actually put the card on. Why is I don't know why that was on the floor. All right, so now we're gonna get to things I've been waiting for a while. The Cell, Biker Mice from Mars. I've never had the originals, so this is going to be a treat because I'm going to have these guys hang out with the Thundercats and my Thundercat Ultimates and my Ninja Turtle Ultimates. Even though they probably work better with like the 2011 ones that they just came out with. Pardon me. My throat was getting dry. So let's start with the leader of the group, Throttle. We'll move these guys aside. And see the packaging. Nice kind of retro colors with it. Sprocket, Luncher, and Hot Dog. I think it's pretty cool. Turtles will maybe I'll give the turtles the hot dog and he can have a slice of the pizza that came with the Ultimates Turtles. You got the side of the box, you have a picture of Throttle, leader of the Biker Mice. Back. Originally they had it listed for 40, it was for 30. It's still a bit more expensive than other 6-inch figures, but FYE, everything's a bit more marked up. Got his bio there in the back from the Cell Toys. This is actually the first one. I kind of want to pick up one of the Robo Force figures. There's the tape. Because I did have an old Robo Force figure back in the day. Me and my brother had one each. I just don't remember what the name of it was. Oh, in case you were also wondering, there's the the barcode there. If you wanted that, all the Lego leaders. But here we have him in his tray. And I like the fact that this is all enclosed, so no little straps, so I have to worry about. It's kind of almost like a figure arts kind of box with the extra little tray, and just to keep it all in place. That is taped. There we go. And there we got. And his is a little bit warped in here, so I don't know if that was just moving around or whatnot. Things are kind of loose. And again, I like the fact that they went the route where the peg is on the wrist and not in the hand. I think it's going to make it a lot easier to get the hands on and off. You not have to worry about breaking the peg over time. I hope. Comes out real easy. And here is throttle. I know there's already been a lot of reviews, so a lot of people probably aren't interested in my take on it, but I mean, he's already feels really nice in hand. I'm not seeing any paint blemishes like some have gotten, at least not as of the moment. But yeah, the detailing on him is really cool. I love the animation style that they recreated for this. I remember watching these cartoons as a kid. I think it was like, I don't know. I had to be in my ear pre-teens, maybe. But I love the detailing, like the little biker mice tattoo there on his shoulder. Articulation's about the same as any other 1/12 scale figure. Looks down pretty good. Head's on a ball joint. Rock's really good. Like, really well. And don't be afraid to get into the chat and talk about what are you geeking out about right now? What's like me? I've been geeking out a lot about the new Superman movie. I've loved it so much. Got his little holster here on his belt. Gun does not come out of there. Does not open. Just all molded. And my girlfriend's out there watching K-pop Demon Hunter again. I can hear it. She's watched that movie like 40 times. I swear it has to be about right. So I'm just actually amazed because this guy feels really nice in hand. I do kind of wish the tail moved a little bit better. I'm not sure if it's supposed to move. I'm afraid to move it because it's not really wanting to move out of the way or anything, but it is a soft plastic. I feel like I have like a lisp or something every time I talk. The belt is on a separate piece. That's why it moves around real easy. It's strapped around his leg there. So yeah, like I said, head's on a ball joint. Glasses do come off. You get a good look at Throttle's face. So that's cool. Put the sunglasses back on. I don't know why I forgot that those come off. Because I don't pay any attention. Get on there. All right. Oh, see, now I can't get him back on his face right. There we go. Because it's not like they're going to sit right on his nose or anything correctly. You got your hinge here at the shoulders, swivel. Goes all the way around. The vest is a very soft plastic as well, very pliable. He feels really good. So I'm gonna give Nacelle some props, man. I was really afraid to pick these guys up. I've seen some really cool good reviews on these guys. You have your rotation at the ab. You do have a rotation at the waist, but I think that's just a standard swivel. No ball joint there. You do have your legs do go out like this. You actually see the ball joints there into the hips there. You got your thigh swivel. Goes about that far. Kick forward. Does not go back at all, but Double joint. Goes pretty far back, so that's cool. I wish that knee was a little bit tighter on this one. I think they move really easy on the at least the bottom part. I mean, they're not super easy. Still, just I wish they were ratcheted. There is no boot cut. What's without the boot cut? There's a hinge, a rocker at the ankle, but no toe. I can't even say it. No toe joint. Toy joint. But like just look at the base figure himself, man. He's really cool. I'm actually really stoked when the bikes come out. That's the figure himself, and you got to talk, Larry. Got to get accessories. You got a couple pairs of hands. So we got a pair of fists. You know, got to have your fists. Got to put them up. Got a couple loose hands. I'm not sure which one of these are supposed to be to hold the hot dog. I want to say it's probably this one, but I have no idea. Get the tape off of here so I can get this this one gun here. Let's see if it focuses. Come on, there we go. Oh, somewhat, but it's nicely colored, nicely painted. Wish I had a blast effect to plug into that hole there. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not noticing any blemishes or anything on that, so that was really well done. I'm pretty sure putting it in and out of the hand is gonna rub the paint off a bit. Got his included hot dog. Now that does not want to focus. Focus. My camera does not like me today. And I guess you could just put it in any one of these hands like that, I guess. Yeah, I suppose that works. Ooh, so much tape. You got a couple extra head sculpts. So he has an extra pair of sunglasses, which still comes off above, the head. Yeah, more of an expression face. I think he's kind of happy or something or excited. Of course, take off the glasses. Got that going on. So that's really cool. Again, I'm not noticing any paint blemishes on any part of this guy, which is great. I guess I lucked out. But then again, hopefully I not jinx myself. And you got the helmeted head. And the visor, the screens do not come off. It does not look like, which I don't think I would want it to. Or maybe it does. Or maybe I'm about to break it. I'm not going to force it. But it looks really cool. Again, very nicely painted. Not noticing any defects to the paint. But there you can see where the ball joint plugs in. His launching weapon, which I'm so happy that they decided to do this and give it an action feature. I'm afraid to do it because I don't want to break something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that launched pretty good. That takes me back. Ugh. But in case you lose one, you get two more. I guess it's supposed to be like hubcaps or something, right? At least maybe wheel wells. I don't know. But they go in really tight, which is, I guess, a good thing. There you go. Get it in there. But it doesn't free spin or nothing. It's a real tight fit in there. I'm not going to try to shoot it off again. Of course, that would just go into... I'm afraid I'm going to scrape the paint off the glove there. But yeah, I would just end up having him like holding it like that. It's pretty cool. And I didn't even attempt to pull the head off. Head comes off real easy. Again, it's a double ball joint. I couldn't remember if it was or not. But I might need to heat up the head to get that helmet on because it's not wanting to go on as easy. There we go. We'll put on the more expression-like head, which is really cool. And of course, I didn't take a look at the peg. It's actually a pretty small peg, which isn't bad. I think it's going to work. sturdy enough. It seems sturdy enough, at least at the moment. Hopefully. But the hands are actually a bit pliable. So they do move out of the way. Makes it easier to get the weapons in and out of their hands. See, already almost got him in a cool walking pose. I don't know if he'll stand that way. Oh, yep, he did. So maybe I'll have them kind of walk into their bikes like that or something. That's cool. But yeah, so that's Throttle. We still got 2 more to open. I'm going to straighten him out there. Move the tray out of the way. But like I said, man, let me know, man. What are you guys geeking over right now? What's your fandom like? What are you super excited about? Wait, what did you all see at Comic-Con? If you didn't watch, I was on last night with Brick something on his channel and Mr. Ryan Clark and Brian from Endless Fables. Which actually I found out he lived near where I was born, which is great. I actually lived in that area when I was a wee toddler, but I don't remember anything from it. So Brian, if you're watching this, what's up, bro? So we're gonna go ahead and get Mondo here. Open him up. Maybe I should move Throttle a bit further out of the way. And again, we'll look at the packaging. Mondo, cyborg mouse with rocket gun and hot dog. Biker. Got a side view here. Nice picture. Mondo. Again, FYE price tag. Biker mice from Mars. Radical action toys. And you got his bio here. Warnings and stuff to sell. And of course the other side, same stuff. And in case you were needing this, I can get it to focus. The item barcode. Go ahead and crack him open next. I noticed there's like one piece of tape. It's kind of weird. Here we go. We got Mondo here. And with Throttle. Why is my knife not on the cut? There we go. Mondo here in the tray. The biggest of the biker mice. I love the fact that they went this way because it's so much easier to get him in and out. Of course, one of his hands had already fallen out of the tray. And again, just like Throttle, he feels really nice in hand. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the tail is on a ball joint. His moves real well. I may have to heat up Throttle here a bit, but his moves really easy. So you can move that out of the way real good. And I'm pretty sure you should be able to pop it out too, but don't quote me on that. And so far, at first glance, I'm not noticing. Oh, no, there it is. First paint blemish. Just a little bit of white on the gray from the eye, which is, I mean, no one's going to really notice. That one looks all right. But that's the only paint blemish so far. And again, articulation is going to be about the same except for his right arm, because it only has a single joint because of the robotic arm, but it does go in a weird direction because it does not stop. It goes all the way back here, which is odd. But you still got the peg in here with the hinge, so you can rotate your arm all the way around. This piece here is a little bit of a pliable plastic overlay on his chest. There is the bicep swivel, which is really squeaky and tight. Of course, you got your peg and your wrist swivel here for the hand. Same with this. This is where you get your double jointed elbow. Again, same peg. Same kind of torso. Just about that far forward. Doesn't look. Well, it looks about that far up. Again, no rotation. It's a rotation at the waist, no ball joint at the waist, just at the ab. So you can be able to get some decent poses, I would assume. Belt is a separate piece. Kind of moves up a little bit. Kind of see where it needs to sit. Again, legs go about Getting almost full Van Damme. Oh, see, then there's the tail pop right off. So yeah, the tail just a ball joint, ball and socket. Again, got your rotation there and his knees are real smooth. I really wish they were a little bit more tight. I don't know if they've remedied that in the upcoming figures coming out or not, but I don't know. I think so. I mean, it stays in place, but it's not like ratcheted. So I'm afraid eventually weight's gonna do something bad to it. Again, no boot cut, no boot swivel, but you do have your rocker at the ankle. Even though there it is, there it goes. I'm like turning it the wrong way. I gotta keep remembering the front facing pin and the boot and the hinge. It goes about that far down. No toe. I keep saying that. No toe joint. But yeah, so there's Mondo there, and go over his accessories. You got a couple other open hands because it comes with the gripping hands already attached, so you can hold his hot dog in that one again. Also, a pair of fist, which is the only kind of hand you need, especially when you have all the articulation built on, still attached to the figure, and just switching out the hands. The hands don't have the articulation on it itself. You got his two different head sculpts. You got more of a sneering one, which does not seem to have any paint blemishes at all. If I can get my screen to focus a bit better. There it is. Looks really cool. And the antenna are a little bit of a pliable. I wouldn't want to mess with them too much. I don't want to give it any stress. It looks really nice. And of course, there you got where Peg's at. You have his helmeted head. His visor seems to be on a lot sturdier than on Throttle. Again, not noticing any paint blemishes at first glance. But looks really nice. Like that. And his other accessories, of course, if I can get it open. Oh, here we go. Get out of there. Of course, it comes with the same gun that Throttle has. They all have this same gun, and they all have the same hot dog. Kind of plain, though, I gotta say. Don't they not? Do they like condiments on their hot dogs, like relish or mustard or onion? I mean, they're mice, so you could put chili on it and cheese, but I think Sonic took that one. You got his blaster. Unfortunately, his does not fire or nothing like like Throttle's does. It's just a cannon like he had from the vintage, but does not shoot a missile, does not do anything, this does not come out. So I think that he gets the least of the action features, but still a cool gun. It's done a nice gold or bronze, more of a bronze, not a gold. And the silver's really nicely done on that end piece, but it's still cool. So just go ahead and take it. Just put it in his hand like so. Got him holding it like that. And there, it goes in his hands really easy. But yeah, so there's Mondo. Again, another solid entry from the cell. And I've been really wanting to get these guys. And I'm actually really happy I picked these guys up. Because God knows how my collecting habits are going to be a little bit later on in the future. And of course, last, but certainly not least, we got kind of, I guess, he's more like the Michelangelo, I guess, of the group. We got Vinny. Mouth with a cool attitude with grip claw and hot dog. I'm going to say that because he's always seemed to like the sillier one, the more youthful acting one in the show. At least that's from what I remember. And you see, I'm about to go skip looking at the packaging again. You got all that. You got the side profile here. The artwork of Vinny. You got Vinny's bio inside. And of course, if you need it, for whatever reason, because I don't know where you can still get these guys at. Like, my Walmart only had Mondo left. They had like 3 or 4 Mondos left, and I think he's in there. I probably could have got Mondo a lot cheaper. I just would have went to my local Walmart if they still had them, because they sold out of Vinny and Throttle pretty quickly. Go. He has at least one extra accessory that Mondo doesn't have. But here we got Vinny out of the box, out of the packaging. See his neckerchief here. Her bandana is on a totally separate piece. So if you wanted to pop the head off, you can take that off. If you don't want it. Again, his little bandolier thing is a separate piece and kind of on a little crooked, in my opinion. So I think I could fix that. I don't believe it is glued on or anything. So I might be able to fix that. Head is on the double ball joint. Looks up pretty good. Not noticing any paint blemishes on this one. Does not look down really at all, surprisingly. Of course, you got his shoulders are nice and ratcheted. That's good. I'm always afraid about pulling on this part because this is kind of loose on the bicep, but maybe that's by design. Again, bicep swivel. Arms do full rotation, nothing in the way because his bandolier is pretty tight to the chest and shoulder. Double jointed elbows. Moves real well. You got your... maybe that's what it is. His abs are... That's what it was. His ab rotation section here is really tight on him. I have to heat him up a little bit. You got your waist swivel. Belt's a little crooked. I have to fix that. Of course, like I said, hands got the hinge rotation because the peg is not. This is not wanting to come out. There we go. Attached to the wrist, and his is a little smaller. But then again, his arms are a little smaller, so I'll be afraid to snap that one. Eventually, I'll get his body lined up right. Tail it should be articulate. There it goes. I got it moving. I still got to mess with Vinny to get his tail moving. And if you need to, you can pop that out fairly easy. Plug that back in. Got the swivel at the hips there, or thigh. Of course, you got that almost full Van Damme. Almost can kick his butt. But these are even looser than the other two on his knees. So there is a trick to tighten them up. I just have to go look it up again because I don't remember what it was. Got the rocker at the ankle and hinge. He's probably the most ripped or lean of the biker mice. Everyone's buff, but he's probably the more, I don't know what you would say, call it. Besides, he's like the leanest probably of the biker mice. Everyone else is a bit buffer. He's just more ripped. Like, he really watches his calorie intake. And we got for his hands, we got a pair of fists, which are nice and clean so far that I can tell. Yeah, so we got a fist. We got some kind of open palm hands. You can use to hold the hot dog, which is right here. Again, no toppings, no ketchup, no mustard, not even chili or cheese. Like I said, Sonic the Hedgehog probably has that on lock. Just hold that hot dog in that hand. So yeah, they'll be parting with the turtles. Got the same gun that comes with the other two figures. Fairly well painted. Again, I wish I had a blast effect. I don't know if any other blast effects will fit in that I'll have to test it. I have a couple from my lightning collection, but I think those pegs might be a little too small, but I don't really know. But I like to test it out. He got his nice, interesting crowbar weapon because it has a handle to it in a weird spot. Take that. So I mean, he has one additional weapon compared to the other biker mice. They got their like signature old action figure weapon, but he gets an extra one. Mondo seemed to have the least amount of extra accessories. But you have his little gripper claw here. But there's no there's a little trigger here so you can open it. It's really tight. And of course, then there's the handle to it. So you can take that and just place it in his hand. Like I said, the hands are pretty soft, really pliable. Go ahead and take that and go, I'm going to get you. And go the right direction. I'm kind of glad it's not spring loaded. I wouldn't want the tension to tear something up. And of course, it's additional heads. I don't know if all the other biker mice heads are keeping it one to be focused or not. Guy's really expressive, kind of happy, laughing kind of face. And of course, his helmeted head for when his motorcycles, when all their motorcycles are released, they can all go joyriding. Which I'm actually looking forward to those just because it's going to have LED lights for the headlights and stuff. I don't remember how much those are. I have to look them up. Because I'm a very, very bad toy collector and I don't memorize everything. But yeah, so that is what I got this past weekend from my local FYE. Yeah, so I have them on the. And then, like I said, these guys were on sale. Of course, he's new, so he wasn't. But they were having a buy one get one half off. I think it was, or 25% off. I can't remember. Their sales are always changing, but they've been having interesting sales going on there because they've become more and more of a collectible shop, opposed to they still got movies, they still got some CDs, but it's still gonna kind of bother me though, that little bit of flaked on there. I don't know what that is. I still kind of dig it. But yeah, so there we have it. If I would see if anyone in the chat so I can test this thing out, because if I click that, that's the test. So now I know that works. So someone say hi or something in the chat so I can click it and bring it up on the screen so I can really see if I want to keep using this software or not. Because I think it's going to make it a lot easier, especially if I want to do other shows with guests, because now I can do that. I go ahead and bring. I don't need to click anything because I don't have a separate camera because I am just using that. So let me know what you all think about these figures, what I picked up. Try to get this all back angled right. What are you guys collecting? If you're collecting anything, what do you enjoy about my channel? Give me something. Help me out. I want to make the channel better. I want to make this whole setup better. Let me fix my light. It's bothering me now. There we go. So, but if no one has anything, I might call it a night because I'm actually really liking this software, and I might keep it and pay because this is a 7-day trial on this. Mess with it and see how well I like it. Because I'm still trying to get used to how everything goes. I don't have anything to put up here except for that. That's the title card. You see my little face there. Obviously I don't have any guests, so all this other stuff doesn't really work at the moment until I have other people on, and I do plan on doing that at some point. So, come hang out. Maybe we'll start talking about other stuff, and I'll have other things kind of set the way I want it to be able to, I don't know, do a better show. Like I said, I'm still really new at this. So I do appreciate all who have watched and stuck by. If you wouldn't mind, and help me out. If I can find what I'm trying to click here. I don't know where it went. I had a couple things set up and now I don't know where they went. Oh, there it is. So if you like what I'm doing, hit that like and subscribe button. Normally I'll be doing these live streams on a Saturday night. I try to do it around 8 o'clock. And I'm going to try to record some more shorts and to keep a lookout for those, for the other superpower figures. But I think that is going to do it for today. Again, I said, thanks for joining me tonight. I was going to play a different song, but I have an outro that I recorded years ago when I started doing actual reviews, so I think I'm just going to use that. So, I hope everyone has a good night. See you all later, and I'll catch you, hopefully, if I'm not too exhausted from working Saturday. Catch you Saturday night at 8 o'clock for a let's open some toys, build some toys, and we're going to continue this Gundam build master grade 1/100 scale figure. And I don't know if we're going to finish it, but we're going to try. So until next time, I'll have a good night. See you later. What do I hit? I want to click that. I should have figured this out by now. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Oh, there we go.